So this is a graphic organizer that gives you an overview on ecology. Ecology is the study of organisms and how they interact with each other and their environments. In ecology, we study different ecosystems like swamps, grasslands that have little to no trees but a lot of vegetation, rainforests which have a diverse amount of vegetation, tall trees, a diverse animal species, a desert which is a very dry climate, and then you have oceans, freshwater, tundra, and we study the living and non-living things within those habitats. Okay, all ecosystems include abiotic factors and biotic factors. In science, we love to use Greek prefixes and suffixes and Latin prefixes and suffixes to give meaning to a word. So bio is used frequently, and bio means life. And so when we put an A in front of bio, we create a negative. And so abiotic is no life or non-living. And abiotic factors that are non-living, they don't reproduce or have cells, are things like rocks, dirt, water, wind, and the sun. Whereas biotic factors, bio is life, living factors are plants, trees, grass, flowers, underwater plants, animals, fish, bacteria, anything that can reproduce or replicate in any way. Then we get down even further to producers versus consumers. Producers are usually our plants. They're autotrophs. They self-feed, so they preserve more energy. They make their own food. Auto means self. It's another one of those prefixes. And troph is also a suffix. So autotrophs, producers are usually autotrophs, meaning they make their own food, and their energy source is the sunlight. They use it for energy and photosynthesis, which is the process they use to make their own food. Whereas consumers are heterotrophs. Hetero means different, so they have different ways of consuming their food or gaining their food or getting their energy. Herbivores only eat plants. Carnivores only eat meat. But omnivores, like what humans are, they eat plants and meat. And then you have the detritivores. I can't pronounce that very well, but those are our decomposers. And they receive their energy from dead or dying organisms. And we'll get into some decomposers more when we talk about our food webs. And speaking of food webs, here we have the 3 different ways we like to organize the flow of energy. So first off, we have a food chain. And the most important thing you remember is that energy always originates from the sun. So food chains show the flow of energy from one organism to the next. So we get all our energy from the sun, and then it goes to our producers. And then that energy is transferred to the bug because it ate the plant, and then it is transferred to the bird because the bird ate the bug. In an energy pyramid, we can see that the higher the tier, the more they need to consume to survive. So our sun gives our producers and our plants 100% of the energy, and then the primary consumers only get 10% of that energy, and they have to eat more to get 100%. Our primary consumers are usually heterotrophs, and they're usually herbivores because they're eating the plants. There's nothing in the lower level that would be another animal for them to eat. They're only eating plants. Your secondary consumers are carnivores and omnivores. They are usually eating smaller animals, and sometimes they might eat plants as well. They only get 1% of the energy, so they have to consume a lot more to get the necessary energy for survival. And then finally, we have our tertiary consumers, or our apex predators, and they need to consume a lot of energy. They need to consume a lot of food to get the necessary energy. They only get 0.1%. So the higher the tier, tertiary, the more energy, the more they need to consume to get the necessary energy for survival.